Hello, everybody, and hello, Leaf fans, hockey fans around the world, whatever. Leaf fans in Toronto or wherever. Okay, guys, this is AW here in Warrior presenting you my sports and wrestling channel, Laying a Smackdown. This is a channel for you if you're into sports and into wrestling. For sports, I do all sorts of stuff: NBA, NHL, baseball, football, all that stuff. I did a watch along for the first two games of the NBA Finals. You can check that out if you want. It's just me talking with a friend about basketball and some other stuff. You can check that out. It's in my YouTube channel. Just go to my YouTube channel. And yeah, I do wrestling. We do wrestling channel for you. But this topic is gonna be talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs. So do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share. And if you're new here, subscribe. Wrestling and sports. If that's for you, subscribe. But yes, so as you know, Leaf fans, hockey fans, you've been paying attention. A lot of things happened over the weekend in the world of hockey, or last few about a week. You got three hires, and I'll do videos on the other two, Dubas and Babcock. I'll do that on a little bit later on. But I want to talk about my favorite team. Yeah, I know. And there's a lot of Leaf fan haters, and I get them on my shorts, right? Upload shorts. There's a lot of Leaf haters, but I have to talk about my team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. As you know, they hired a new GM on Wednesday, and they made it official on Thursday of last week. And they hired former Flames GM Brad Treliving, who's going to now be the 18th general manager in Maple Leaf history. Yes, you heard me correct. 18th GM. Okay. And as you see here in this banner down below, is it a good hire or is it a bad hire? Is he the GM to get this team over the hump? Get farther in the playoffs. I know they did. The Leafs did get past the third round curse this year when they entered the second round, right? But will he be able to be the GM? Is he the GM is finally able to put the pieces together to get this team that should be talented enough to get to the Stanley Cup? Okay? Because they always have good regular seasons and whatever. And they have the talent. Maybe not the grit, but they do have the talent. So yeah, we got Brad traveling in. It's a new GM in Maple Leafs, former Flames GM. And he left the Flames at the end of the season, right? And obviously the Flames did not have a very good season. Their expectations were higher than they anticipated. But the thing is, the Flames, they had to make some big moves, right? Johnny Gaudreau left for free agents. He wanted to go back to the States, closer to his home state of whatever. He wanted to get closer to around New Jersey, New York. So he went to Columbus. It's not exactly in that area, but it's still in the east, I guess. Even though it's still central too. But he went to Columbus. Yeah, he chose Columbus over Calgary. That tells you something. Okay. And Matthew Tkachuk wanted to trade, right? He wanted to go to the States because he's American. So they trade him to Florida for John Huberdeau and Mackenzie Weegar. Huberdeau did not have a good year. Did not produce like he did in Florida. That's obvious. But they signed him to an extension. Stuff like that. But that's his moves from last year. He made some other moves before. He traded Dougie Hamilton to Carolina in the past for Adam Fox, Lindholm, and Hannafin. I think that was a good deal because eventually Hamilton left for New Jersey. And don't blame him for Adam Fox. Adam Fox did not want to play in Carolina, so he went to New York Rangers. He probably, I think, he would have done the same thing to Calgary. If he sold Calgary, he wouldn't want to play there. I think he would have done the same thing to Calgary. Signed Nazem Kadri last year. There's some moves he made. Tyler Toffoli. I guess the Markstrom deal kind of hurts him. You got to be careful there. But with the Leafs, his first priority is obvious, right? He can't be at the draft per se, right? He can't be at the draft secrets or something, right? From Calgary, whatever. But his first priority, like they don't have a lot of draft picks this year. They have a first, a fifth, and a sixth. At least they have a first, but it's late first. So they might trade it back. The Leafs have a tendency to trade back the late first rounders to get more picks later in the draft. They tend to do that. But I think his first priority, and he said this in the press conference, he's going to meet with Austin Matthews face to face. Not on phone, not on Zoom, face to face. And I assume his agent's going to be there, and they're going to discuss an extension. And I know Nylander's up for extension, but Matthews is a lot more important than Nylander because he's a better player overall. He plays center, and you can find wingers. You can draft wingers, you can find wingers. You cannot find a first-line center like Matthews unless you trade a lot in value or you draft one. Usually first-line centers, teams of first-line centers are usually through drafts. So that's his first priority, right? But it's also his other priority. I don't know about Nylander. His other first priority is the free agent class, too, and his own free agents on the Leafs. There are a lot of free agents this year in the Leafs. I'm telling you, a lot. Michael Bunting, Justin Hall, Alexander Kerfoot, Wyatt O'Reilly, Nolan Chari. Samsonov is restricted. Who else? Luke Shen. Who else? Zach Aston-Reese. I'm trying to think. David Camp. There's a lot of free agents, and some of those players are not coming back. Bunting may not be a Leaf next year because he'll definitely get more money than $900,000 he made this year. Camp, I can see Camp coming back. I can see Achari coming back. I can see Luke Shen coming back because I think they'll get cheap deals. No, the guy I want is Wyatt O'Reilly, but I think he may be out of the price range. If you'd have to choose between Bunting and Wyatt O'Reilly, I'd probably go Wyatt O'Reilly because he's more valuable and Bunting does get in trouble. Bunting's younger, but this is Wyatt O'Reilly we're talking about. But Samsonov is a restricted free agent, and they still got Murray, and we can't trust Murray. I know Murray's out for his one more year, but I'm a believer in Joseph Wall. I almost said Justin Wall. I don't know why. Joseph Wall is on the main roster next year, and I think I know small sample size, but I think Joseph Wall has a making of a very good goalie for the Leafs, a potential starter. And so I saw a few games in the playoffs. It's not his fault. I mean, it's not his fault. And he kept the Leafs in the second round, really. If you really think about it, he kept them in. I think he has one thing that I like goalies that need composure. I think, yeah. So yeah, Brad Treliving, I don't know, it's a good deal based on his track record. Maybe Calgary Flame fans could tell me, if you're watching this, could tell me more about your feelings on Brad Treliving and Leaf fans, tell me your thoughts. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is he gonna be the GM? Is gonna make hard choices and not fall in love with the players? Like I think Dubas tends to fall in love. Is he gonna be the GM and say not fall in love with the players? So I think the one thing about sports, falling in love with players is a no. Don't do that. And what I mean by that is like keeping players on just for sake of having them on their team. And without any other consequences, like, okay, is he the guy that's gonna make hard choices on guys that he really wants to keep, like Nylander, for example, Marner. Is he gonna make a hard choice with those two guys? Right. So yeah, tell me, guys. Thanks, Flame fans. Tell me more about Treliving. What are your thoughts on that? And Leaf fans, tell me your thoughts on Treliving handling the Leafs for the next foreseeable future. Is he the guy? To me, I just think this is a lateral move because Treliving doesn't have as much as a big track record as Kyle Dubas, though. He did get a little farther in the playoffs, a little bit, but it's nothing really impressive on the resume, if you ask me. And I know Brian Burke and Lou Murillo had more in the resume, but they didn't get far with the Leafs team either. And Brian Burke is out of a job. He's currently past his prime. Yeah, but so like, share, subscribe, and comment below, guys. Thank you.